And welcome back to the Final Five. I'm joined by Virginia Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger of the 7th District, who's up late with me tonight. Always good to see you. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
We are a month into the new Congress. Well, a month since it was supposed to start. We had the fits and starts with the speaker election, but now we're learning about committee assignments. Big news coming down this week that you're part of the Intel Committee. What does that mean? Because clearly that's part of your background here.
That's right. So I'm a former intelligence officer. I worked at the CIA where I was a case officer. And to be able to serve on the Intelligence Committee is twofold. One, it's a tremendous opportunity for me to bring a very unique, at least within Congress, skill set to the halls of Congress, to the oversight function, to our legislative function. But it's also a really important way for me to represent certainly the constituents in Virginia's 7th District and the larger Commonwealth. So many of our intelligence agencies have either their headquarters or offices and personnel within the Commonwealth of Virginia. And we try to ensure that there is representation across geography on our committees. And it has been 15 years since there was a Virginian who served on the Intelligence Committee in the House of Representatives. And so it's going to be an important way for me to be able to serve certainly the people of the 7th District, but also to represent Virginia's interests on that committee.
You know, obviously the committee assignments are always a big deal once they come down because, as you mentioned, every lawmaker finds a way to use it to help his or her constituents along the way. Here you are in this newish role. You're in the minority in the House here. Does that change anything in how you are going to operate on this committee or how the committee would operate in general?
I don't know. I haven't been on the committee in the past. I will say that on the Democratic side of the aisle, we were a little bit slower than the Republicans in assigning their committee members. So I've had for the past week, some of my Republican counterparts keep telling me, we're hoping you get on. We hope you get on. We look forward to working together. This is a committee that has traditionally really risen above partisanship and recognizes that they have kind of a solemn duty to the oversight value of the intelligence agencies, and certainly given the tremendous work that the men and women of our intelligence agencies do on a daily basis. I think it's a responsibility that the committee takes very seriously. So I'm looking forward to bringing my experience set to the committee and certainly continuing to recognize the tremendous role that Virginia plays in housing so many incredibly dedicated public servants who serve the intelligence mission.
Have you had much interaction in your role in Congress with the chair, Mike Turner, in the past?
Not extensively. I look forward to spending a lot more time with him.
Yeah, no doubt you will be doing that in that new role there. And just before we let you go here, again, we're a month into it. Obviously, it has been a different go of it than the last Congress, again, being in the minority this time. I mean, have your priorities, has anything that you've been focusing on, has that changed along the way so far? Or is it still so early in the term here that's yet to be seen?
No, I mean, my priorities are pretty clear at this point. We have just tremendous work ahead of us in terms of further implementation of the Bipartisan Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. We have a farm bill this year, and I am the only Virginian on the Ag Committee, the Agriculture Committee. And so making sure that I am bringing Virginia's voice and certainly the voice of the producers of Virginia's 7th District to the table in Washington as we negotiate that bill. It's every 5 years. So this is really an important year. That bill needs to get done. We're already doing initial work there. We need to ensure that we protect the full faith and credit of the United States. And so certainly avoiding a debt crisis is another priority. But I got to work on day one, and then we were on day 1.5, until we were finally sworn in. But continuing to make sure that we're delivering top-notch constituent services and pushing legislation through that makes an impact. So I'm going to continue working to try to lower costs and be responsive to the needs of the people I represent.
And we're gonna keep watching all of this. Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger, as always, we appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.